That should be okay. Aha. YouTube, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Hey, YouTube. It's me. It's Triple. Can you hear me? I hope that's fixed it. I clicked a button. Yeah, you got me? Okay, beautiful. We figured it out. Look at that. Is there no music coming over on YouTube, though? Because that was why I've kind of played around with the audio. That's what I was saying to the guys on Twitch. Every time I stream on YouTube, like it uploads the full VOD of it onto YouTube as like a full video, which is great. But at the same time, YouTube is very, very strict with DCMAs and copyrights. So a lot of the music that I use, it's fine. It's safe to use. Like the copyright owners have given like full privileges to use it. Anx, the emo Avenger raiding with a party of 3. Hey, Anx, how you going, buddy? How you going? Are you coming to the budget build battle tournament this Friday? But what was I saying though? So yeah, the music, every single time it uploads the full video, I'm getting like 8 to 10 of these copyright things that I'm having to go through manually and be like, nope, it's safe to use. And like, I have to tick all these boxes and like give my full name, like legal signature, or like go through this whole thing. And it takes not a lot of time, but about like 1 to 2 minutes for each of them. And it's just, yeah, it's not great. And it is one of those things where it doesn't look great against a YouTube account where it's like, oh, you're doing all this copyright stuff. And it's like, but I'm technically not. So I've got to find a way to run separate music through to YouTube that is like completely safe. Cause like I have a audio subscription. It's like a site that you can get sounds off of and you can get music off of. So I'm going to look into just making like an 8-hour playlist of music off of there. And then I'll just have it as like a background thing running while I'm streaming, but just going to YouTube. So you guys will get some sound. It won't just necessarily be the music I'm hearing, so that it's not just me talking. But yeah, for right now, it's just going to be nothing because there's only so much time in the day. I'm sorry. But yeah, so for everyone over at YouTube, hey guys, everyone on Twitch, how you going? And yeah, for YouTube guys that might want to come on over to Twitch, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Yeah, work, but no music. That's fine, Quinn. Okay, cheers, man. Cheers. Yeah, MW and Quinn, how you guys going today? Happy Wednesday, halfway through the week. SD Warrior 725, welcome to the Goomba gang. Goomba with a cap, love to see it. How you going, SD? MW, you're over on Twitch now? Easy. Romano, quick facts, maybe no one cares here. Lechonk is overrated. Lechonk as in Lechonk? I don't know, man. Like, in terms of Pokemon that would make the best charcuterie board, Lechonk? Right up there. What are we overrating him on, though? It depends on what the rating is. Strategic, but what if we want to go over to YouTube? You're welcome to go over to YouTube. There's just not music. So if you're like, oh, I don't like Triple's music, I want to listen to my own music, head on over to YouTube. But if you're like, oh, I want to have Goomba pop-ups and stuff, but hang out here. I don't know. I'm not your dad. I can't tell you what to do. It's your life. But yeah, so for tonight, I don't even know what the hell that means. For tonight, I was kind of thinking we'll potentially craft decks for Stellar Crown, but at the same time, it's not the most exciting thing to do live. So we might play a couple games on PTCGL for like an hour or so and then switch over to that. Because like we've already got the Zoroark list made. I just need to make a video on that. We've done 2 variations of it. I literally just need to get around to recording a video and then editing it. And then Hydrapple I want to build. And then from Stellar Crown, there's not like too much else I'm that excited about. Palkia looks neat. Reggie's look cool. But it all kind of just feels like, oh, this is good because of the new stadium we have. And it's like, yeah. So until it comes out, I don't know. I think I hold off. We can have the deck list like ready to go, but I think, yeah, it'll be as soon as the set drops, I'll just go hard that day, just all in. Joel Jono voting for Squirtle as the best starter, eh? You're a member of the Turtle Club? Love to see it. All right. That's enough of me rambling. PTCGL, are you working today? It is. Look at that. Is the Hisuian Zoroark V-Star list or Baby Zoroark? V-Star. V-Star gets absolutely broken next set. The baby one, I don't know. It's not bad. I saw somebody posted a list in the Discord and they're like, oh, this got like top something in an online tournament. And I'm sure that it's fine, but I don't know, to me it feels a little bit gimmicky. And I'm not against gimmicky decks, but I don't know. It's not bad. I don't think I'd personally try it, though, if I'm being completely honest. Zoroark V-Star is a deck that every time a new set comes out, I revisit it. Like, I built a water version, I built a fire version, we built a straight-up version. Stellar Crown, we get, what's it called? Area 0 Underdepths, and it's like, okay, Zoroark can potentially hit 380 with a DTE. That's one-shotting anything in the format. Like, even, I'm not 340. More than that. 430. 430. Because it counts itself for the damage. So that even one-shots into a Charizard EX that's wearing a hero's cape. Like, I don't think there's anything that would survive that. But yeah, the Arbok list, we had this for, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was when my flight got delayed. I had this list ready to try out. It was like this in the Arcanine. We ended up going back to the Arcanine, but we hadn't tried out the Arbok. So we're giving that a go tonight. MW, you're looking at the budget deck tournament and you're surprised that there aren't more Psychic decks. I think Psychic decks are going to be very big next week. Just based off of how the Discord is going. Do I hang on to one of these? I might just have to do an Evo TM play next turn, to be honest. I might sack this. Buy Zerosic. We grab that. Yeah, I think people are starting to get a little bit annoyed with Frostlass. And then so they're like, oh, it's broken, it's broken. I was like, there's ways to play around it, guys. Like, it's a good card, but it's not that it's broken. It's that people aren't respecting other decks. They're getting tunnel vision and just going, my deck wants to do this. It's like, you also need to be aware of what other decks want to do. If 5 out of 30 people are playing Frostlass, how are you playing against Frostlass? You either don't bench things with abilities or you have things that heal. And it was like Moonlit Hill. That's a very good card to heal. That helps you in the Frostlass matchup. And then Cresselia came up. So it's like, yeah, I think Psychic is going to be a great choice for the next tournament. I also know it sounded like Dusclops Slowbro. There's been some people tinkering around with making that work for the format. Anx, you spent 7 hours getting your Frostlass walled. What? You need to remember to take Friday off so you can compete in the Budget Build Battle Tournament. Well, we do them Friday nights for Australia and North America now. So depending on your time zone, it could be one of those should work for you. Hey, Rema, how you going? Rema, do you see a thing beside your name? I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. If you think they look shit, let me know and I'll check it. I had them up from Movember still and finally got around to updating them. So they're like the logo, but in regular colors for first month subscribers, bronze for 3 months, silver for 6 months, gold for 1 year, and then at 2 years there's a special one. But I don't know if anyone's at 2 years yet. Actually, I'm at 2 years. You could see if I ever typed something in chat. MW, even before next week, bulky basic attackers that hit hard that get powered by a Zatu and draw cards with a Raptica bench barrier seem a little broken. Yeah. Like Okidogi we've seen being very successful. I feel like when Crispin comes out, Okidogi will see a big bump too, because it's like, well, just get your dark energy that way. You're good. What other big basics would you think of though, MW? Like what are your kind of like, oh, this would be good with Zatu? Anx, you tried building the Cramorant Lost Zone deck, but you found a lot of different lists and some of them were banned in either standard or both. What do you mean Cramorant Lost Zone deck? Like Lost Box? Lost Box is not banned. Wait, were you the person asking about Scoop Up Net? Yeah, Scoop Up Net is banned. Scoop Up Net is a broken card, so it is banned. It was initially banned because of Shaman EX. You're able to bench Shaman and just repeatedly use it and draw through your entire deck. Like first turn of the game and just do stupid stuff. And then I think PTCGL had it legal for a bit because Shaman wasn't in the game. I don't think. I think they only go back to Sun and Moon and that was like XY. But then PTCGL, when Iron Valiant came out, they're like, yep, this is broken too. No more Scoop Up Net. You saw a deck that had Cramorant Comfy working through the Lost Zone. Okay. You have no idea what Lost Box is. Do you play standard format, Anx? Ramada, you thought Lost Box was forgotten already? Nah, People still believe in Lost Box. For some reason, people keep thinking Guillotine is good. It's not a bad deck, but I feel like it just gets outpaced now. Because half the time, Guillotine loses to itself, right? Like you get in those situations where it's like, oh, you have to keep one of these and Lost Zone one. It's like, but I need both. It's like, well, you decided to sleeve this up. Like in a good player's hand, Lost Box is absolutely terrifying. It's just, yeah, one of those situations of it shoots itself in the foot a little too much. We'll get another Ralts, we'll get another Ekans. I'm kind of fine just leaving this in the active and letting it go. Pokestop feels a bit risky. If I go for Arven, I can't remember if I had Earthen Vessel in this build or not, or else it would be Earthen Vessel for Evo T, or Arven for Earthen Vessel for Evo TM, Evo these. And I don't really want to Iono them. But I think I have to Iono them. Romano, most of the time Tina can be seen as a shadow of Regidrago. Feels a bit like that sometimes, hey? How are we not finding energy? Where's my energy? Okay, Pokestop, find me an energy. Yeah, there you go. And now find me a dark patch. Like, Ultra Ball for Curlia sack Roxanne. What am I sacking for the Ultra Ball, though? Devo TM's not doing anything for me, and Nest Ball I'd probably hang on to. Might hold for right now. I think we hold for right now. We hold for right now, just knowing that we have Switch, we have Nest Ball. Nest Ball can get me into a Petrant to bounce Arbok into the active. We have Janine's to remove it if it's, or remove poison from it. Oh no, we do it to the bench, so it wouldn't be poisoned anyways. Only gets poisoned here. I'm overthinking. But we can bounce the Ekans into the active with Petrant if we need, or with Switch. We do it with Switch, we don't get poisoned. That was the logic. Good job, brain. The gears are they're keeping up. I didn't have any caffeine before hopping on. I thought I had tea. I'm all out of tea. It's been a day. Actually, I like the festival lead deck when you can get set up fast now. Yeah, I think it's like you don't even need to necessarily get set up that fast though, right? Because you're a single prize deck. You can take a bit of time. The worst matchup you probably have is Dragapult, but into Dragapult you're on Earth Rapska, so you're fine. Milky, for the Hisuian Zoro in Stellar Crown, how are you putting the damage counters out quickly? You can think of a way how other than turboing out Gengars or Monkeys with Dodrio. So I've got two different builds I can show you after this game, but yeah, it's mainly Gengars, right? Like you can run multiple Gengars. I think I have 4 in the deck. So it's just like 4 Gengars, get them onto the bench. There's Radiant Charge-a-Bug, so when you attach an energy to your Zoroark, it's getting a damage counter out onto it. Damage Pump. And then I can't remember if we had Gape Jaw. I don't think I cut the Gape Jaw because you want to go all in on the Ares Zero. There was one with Dodrio, though. I think we did one build with Dodrio, one with different draw support. Should have these lists handy still. Yeah. So one we went with Bibarel. One we went with Dodrio. I kind of like the Bibarel one more. Dodrio would be easier to get damage counters out just by using their abilities, but Bibarel is just better draw support throughout the game, so you'd be able to get into the pieces to get your draw support stuff, or your damage spreading stuff. I need caffeine. Oh, now we find the thing here. Still haven't found energy. How do I want to go about this? Like, it's got to just be Nest Ball. We get a second Ekans. Could get the Fez. Charging up Fez doesn't really do much for us here, though. Because you'd be like, yeah, spearing the 100 with the Fez isn't enough. It would just be for the draw power. Because I was like, I get Fez with Nest Ball, we Janines to it, but nah. We just go Janine onto these. Ultra Ball, get rid of that, get rid of that. No, you I might keep. These don't get punished. Ooh, that kind of sucked, but the other thing I'm fine with. Okay, I think we do sack the Evo TM then. Get rid of that. Get into these. Use this. Ditch another one of these. We find a dark patch. It's probably too little too late. Their Raging Bolt's already charged up. So as soon as I take a knockout, it comes up and takes a knockout into me. I think Arbok might be shit. That might find us some energy. Yeah, but it also puts a 2-prizer on the bench, which I'm trying to avoid at the moment. But also dealing with their Raging Bolt, I genuinely don't know what our plan is to deal with their Raging Bolt. Because we have to 2-hit it. And it just deletes 2 Arboks back to back. They're already on 5 prizes. So they take out the Ralts now. We go into Arbok. We half hit them. They swing through us. I need to be able to get another Arbok charged up to maybe finish them off. But then at that point, they have an open bench space. They're charging up another Raging Bolt. Yeah, I don't think there's a prize map where we come back in this one. Well, they didn't take a prize that turn, at least. Okay. How did that not get us, though? This attack damage isn't affected by... Oh, just by weakness. So resistance still applies to it. Okay. I'm on board with that. But yeah, we go Curlia. We ditch the Arvin. Speed Wrecker, how's it going? Yo, Triple, what's up? What tech were you playing? We're trying Arbok EX. And I'm kind of regretting it. How you doing, though, Speed Wrecker? Attach that there. We switch. Yeah, I think that's probably it. Like, do I do anything else? We've already Curlia'd. Pokestop feels a little too risky. I guess if we hit a Pokemon, we can get it back with Stretcher. They didn't take a knockout, so we can't go into the Pheasantipity. Like, do I just retreat lock them? Let's actually do that. So I go bind down. He can't hard retreat. They're going to have a switch. They have 10 cards in hand right now. They're going to have a switch. But in case they don't, it buys us a turn. I can Curly away one of these Ultra Balls. See if we get into a boss. If we don't, we can Ultra Ball, get a Gallade, get a boss that way. Half hit into their Raging Bolt. Romano Stall will work out just fine. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anks, you found out... What? Well, your Froslass / Monkey Dory chips away at the bench. How are you holding a Charmander hostage? What do you mean? How are you preventing them from evolving? Or are you meaning you're confusing a Charizard? Did you mean to say Charizard or do you mean Mander? All right. So the Sandy Man is hitting us. We found another Arbok. Okay. Yeah, I need to start dealing with him. Oh, that's kind of mean. Let's do that. Ditch your hand. Keep 3 things. had no energy on it. They didn't draw what they needed to evo the Charmander. Ah, okay. So you're not... The way you said it, it was like they had no ways to play, like absolutely no ways. But it was just, yeah, they didn't find an evolution. They didn't find energies. That makes a difference. Do I just go into this? I'm kind of thinking I just go into that. Like I can Nest Ball, get a Petulant. Petulant, bounce Ekans into the active. We hit that for 30. We flip a coin. We might sack an energy from it. Right? Is this smart or is this really dumb? This might be really dumb. Let's try it. Get rid of that energy. He didn't do the thing. He had one job. I don't think I like Arbok. All right, team, what are we playing after this? Yeah, I don't think it's Arbok. They get a knockout into us. I could go into this, hit 70 into the Fez, lock them, and then the following turn attack. We sack cards from their hand. Perfect. I think we do just get rid of the Ultra Ball. How much does he get up to? 240, right? They take 2, they're down 4. 6 times 4, 240. He could deal with one of them. So I need to deal with you, deal with you, deal with one of you. It's going to be very tight, but we might actually be able to pull this off. Xeno, can I try your deck? What's your deck, Xeno? Send it in the Discord. I can give it a go, yeah. For mono, any other person here that I can send hit tails? If the opponent was playing it, yeah. It's all hits, it's all hits. MW Yu-Gi-Oh? No, absolutely not. No. Anx, is there a good Shaman deck? Like Shaman V-Star? I don't think it's a deck on its own. It can be slotted into some things. MW Gengar? Do you have a Gengar list? I'd be down to try Gengar. Do you have a list for me to work off of? Yeah, I'm keen. There's no shame in trying. Womp womp. Sombra, I need like a little drum thing for when we make puns. I like you. You bring good energy, but I need just a little button where it's like boom, boom. I feel like I could make that. I could figure that out. I could figure it out. Do we go for the Glade now? The saxophone. That's the how you going, buddy? Do we go for... As soon as I take that out, Ogre Pawns just start attacking, right? Actually, how are they doing energy-wise? Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. We got you. I've got no more energy in the deck, apparently. Or dark patches. Oh boy, we are screwed. Okay. Maybe I leave that in the deck so I don't deck myself out. I have less cards in hand than them, or in deck than them. Yeah, let's just bind down again. I don't want to take the KO. Don't want to take the KO. Sure you could from something. Yeah, I could throw something together. Let's see. I'm not winning this game, so I can look into this. Well, not that noise. No. What else can I lock? I could try and lock the squawk. I just genuinely don't think I have any gust left. No. Okay. We do this. I should have just been doing this before, I guess. Show me a super rod? Well, that'll help. That'll help. That's much idea what you'll be playing for 3B this week? Absolutely no clue. No. That's a Friday at 4 o'clock kind of problem. What about you, Dead Stuff? Oh, actually, there's that Excalibur box I have. Maybe I'll finally play that. Maybe I get around to trying that out. I've had it ready to go for like months. I think it's that or we do try a Psychic deck. Because like Moonlit Hill for Frostlass is pretty big. I think that's the call. Energy Acceleration Weird Ear? What? Weird Ear V? What Energy Acceleration Weird Ear? Is there an Energy Acceleration Weird Ear? Strategic, you're back. How you been, bud? I missed you. My Binding Mochi is in the deck, right? We do 240. We only get up to 280 with the Mochi. All they need to do is get that back. Yeah, we lose. There's no way we come back from this, right? I don't have anything to pull off this. Sombra? Professional Goomba for 6 months. Absolute legend. Absolute legend. Yeah, guys, I think Arbok is bad. Really, really bad. 290 with poison? How am I poisoning them, though? I don't poison them. He's a good Arbok. Yeah, he's just, you know, not necessarily a good deck. Which it's likely just my build of it isn't good, or I haven't played it very well. Maybe both. All Arboks go to heaven. I remember that movie. Yeah, straight to DVD. It's good times. Thought you poisoned both you and opponent with Petrant. No, so Petrant only... It bounces a Dark-type Pokemon from your bench to the active and poisons it, but it excludes Petrant itself, so I can't make Petrant poison Petrant and go Mochi. Because if we could do that, then yeah, it would get up to 290. Or no, it would still get only up to 280. But no, if we could poison them, yeah. Brute Bonnet poisons both. Romano, Unlucky Times? Nah, I don't know if it's Unlucky Times. I think this is just playing bad. If you blame things on luck, like, I don't know, it gets risky. This is, hey, the deck can be improved, and the way I've played it can probably use some work. You don't say unlucky. It's just like, nah, I played like shit. Unlucky would be, oh, I prized all 3 Arboks. Okay, yeah, that's unlucky. Request for a Hypnotoxic Laser reprint. Honestly, why didn't they do that as the A spec? The burn one's garbage. It's not Arbok. The Brute Bonnet, Radiant, Sneasler, and Petrant. That's a lot, though. That is a lot. And, like, I don't know that the deck needs it necessarily, right? Because, like, you want to be attacking with Arbok. Arbok's doing 150. You swing twice, that's 300. Binding Mochi on that once gets you up to 340 across 2 hits, even if you're only doing it with one of the attacks. Like, the main idea is that you want to just be disrupting their hand. And I don't think I had enough disruption in the deck. I think that's the issue, right? Like, the card itself is probably fine. The build just isn't great. Like, we should probably have some Crushing Hammers in here. We should probably have Eerie in here. As you know, your list is in Discord. Easy, man. I'll get right on that. But yeah, I think it's just the way I've built the deck is the issue. But I don't think it's adding more poison. Like, adding more poison damage, if we were running Conkeldurr, like Conkeldurr, you'd want to be running it with a bunch of poison things. Because, like, you want the Brute Bonnet to be poisoning yourself. So you get the free attack. You want the Radiant Sneasler, because I think he does 250. So with Sneasler, then it goes up to 280 with the poison, because it's 2 extra. So 250 from the hit, 260 because regular poison, 280 with poison. Then you have Binding Mochi, you get up to 320. And then you could run like Pearliest Jungle to get up to 340. Or you could you could play Grant to get up to 350, or have all of those things and get up to 370. Like, that's some silly scaling. But you're also trying to get a stage 2 and all those poison things set up. So it's like, well, do you have draw support Pokemon? Or are you just high counts of draw supporters? Maybe we try and make that work tonight, actually. But yeah, Zeno's got a list in Discord, so we'll give that a go for a game. It's this one, he says. What's this one? Oh, the message above it. Oh, the Zord, we were talking about this earlier. Okay. What's the logic of this? Because what were you saying? This got 21st out of 117 people. Okay. Things to consider, though, are what were the matchups? And were people playing into it intelligently? Because I feel like this is also just one of those decks where, like, if you don't know how to play against it, you're going to have a bad time. Because what's the logic? You have a free attack. At the end of your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon will be knocked out. So they can evolve through it, they can retreat through it, they can have things that negate effects. Oh, and I've got to switch all the arts. Okay. What is in my deck here? Are these just all reverses or something? Okay, we export this to Limitless because I am not doing that. Exit, delete. Bear with me 2 seconds. We got to downgrade this. Yeah, I think that's done most of it. There might just be the hyper rares. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so Salvatore. Salvatore I actually just don't have. Let me pop off Arbok.
Oh, baby, a triple! Oh, yeah!
Jab, how are you going, buddy? How are you going? Why is it saying I don't have Switch? In deck 3. Where is it saying I don't have one? Oh, there's a gold one. How come PTCGO could just translate this to, hey, I have these versions? But the new game that they had so much time to make doesn't have that feature. I can understand not having like heaps of new features, but the ones that were in PTCGO should just be default. They should have been default. Yeah, how you going, Jab? You got a spicy new deck for Friday? Are you rocking the turtles? Xeno, Hysuna Overquill's poison is 5 damage counters, no energy cost. Okay. Romano, the deck is already risky with having a Fez and Petch as utility mons. Having others to enhance poison damage may get to be riskier. Yeah. Like, I don't think with that build you would include the brute bonnets and stuff. I think you'd be looking at a completely different deck. Not sure you need credits? Ah, fair. Does to hear you out. You have a deck idea, but you have to promise not to laugh. If you say superior V-Star, I'm gonna laugh. So if you don't want me to laugh, maybe don't. Is it something else? If it's something else, I'm open to hear. You say superior V-Star one more time, though. No. All right, what are we seeing here? Venonat? Is this like the Venonat Frostlass deck that's running around? I'm genuinely considering going Ultra Ball, sacking this, getting a doof. Or I guess we hold it to get this next turn, right? Because they're going to want to try and mess with my board and make it so I can't play items. So if I put him out, they boss it up, they prevent me from playing items I can't switch. So we play this without Bibarel. And also it gets hurt by Frostlass. Grottle Control is something you're looking at. Ooh, spicy. Joel Jono, Superior won an online tournament last week. Really? How many Zards were in the tournament, though? Like, I can see Superior being good because it hits weakness into Zard and it has a decent bit of health. And also, how many people were in the tournament? Okay, so we do this, we get rid of the energy. If I go into Zoro here, they can pivot out. I guess they have 2 retreat. Maybe they can't pivot out, but they can evolve through. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of potentially that. Don't really want to Iono them because they didn't use a draw support last turn, did they? No, they went for Arvin. But yeah, I think we just start to try and put pressure into them. Lana back the bibs. Yeah, build a coin flip deck. Maybe. I could see that being alright, MW. Where it's like they take a KO, you flip a coin. If heads, they get knocked out, right? And the Pheasantipity is flip a coin, potentially invincible. Dustin, don't worry. Woke up, played Toadscruel instead. It's way better than Superior. Toadscruel, honestly, next set seems fine. Area 0 under depth, expanding your bench. Toadscruel can hit some pretty dirty numbers. You combo it with Hydrapple, Ogre Pawn. Yeah. No, Toadscruel, I'm keen to give a go, but next set. Grottle to find a bunch of grass control mons. What grass control mons do we have right now? Like Venomoth. Is there an Eldegoss that does something? Or Eldegoss like sets up your guys, doesn't it? Okay, so I've got to flip through Confusion. It's not ideal. Not ideal. And the annoying thing is he has 2 alone, so he can just retreat out of this. Right? He gets knocked out next turn, but he just goes, okay, pivot into Venonat. Joe Jono wasn't saying it was good, just that it won. It was a 60-person tournament and hit no Zards. Okay, you know what? Then that I can respect. That's pretty legit. I thought it was like they were just going, okay, Zard's going to be everywhere. I hit weakness. I do some silly stuff. That's actually a solid run. Did they actually not retreat it out? You had free retreat. Why would you do that to yourself? You goober. You goober. The retreat of each non-fighting, of each basic non-fighting. I don't like how it restricts it to just the basics. That's kind of annoying. Okay, so I attack him. He evolves through it next turn. It's a waste. I boss that up. Might not be a waste. If I hit it, we're good. Oh, I almost should have just bossed that, right? Because I could have bossed that, put this into play. That would have been smart. But yeah, if I hit tails, he gets that into the active, knocks me out. But it didn't. Look at that. Jump off, Spide Ops, Toad Scroll, there's a few. Oh, nice. Sounds like a cooking job. Zards might be on their vacation. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I like Zard. All right. Not looking good. I just need one turn where I can use items. Which means... Which means what for me? Not a hell of a lot, right? Like Team Yell's Cheer, I could put the Iono, I could put the boss back. The Arvin we don't really need. Roseanne's we don't need to use just yet. So yeah, we'll do this. We'll just put these supporters back in. Potentially help ourselves. Oh, maybe he comes out. Nah, he can stay in the bin. Yeah, I'll just pass through that. Because if I hit tails, I knock myself out. They confuse the new one. It just seems pointless. We may as well just let him knock us out. And then have a guaranteed attack. Zard was 18 to 20% of the field. Yeah, I feel like Zard's always going to be around the entire time it's in rotation. People are pretty keen on Reggie Drago at the moment, and fair enough. It's a really cool deck, and it seems to have pretty good matchups. So I feel like that's going to be making up 20% of most tournaments as well, maybe more. Okay, so what do they do here? They hard retreat, they go into Venonat? Or they have switched, then they hard retreat out of Venonat back into the Venomoth. But if they hard retreat into the new Venonat, they need to have the evolution ready to go. Jab. Do you have to play it as long as it's a real deck? Yeah. Like if you do the suggestion thing, yeah. I don't have to play it. It's a suggestion, but you can make a suggestion now. Post it in the Discord, redeem the thing. We'll see how you go. There's a Zard Pidgeot battle deck coming out. Do these get released inside PCGL too? They sometimes do. So like the promo products occasionally you can buy with coins in game. So it wouldn't surprise me if they did that, but we've also already got like all of those pieces free previously. So I'm not too sure if they would bother. Okay. Let's do this. Bring that active. Throw this down. Hit heads? Like, what is this? These coin flips are rigged. I feel like we haven't hit ourselves. At a price of a prime catcher, it's a great deal, right? Yeah, I'm going to be picking one up. Prime catcher right now, like at least for where I am, like in Australia, prime catcher is $45. The deck's probably going to be $45 to $50. So it's pretty much buy that deck, you get a prime catcher and 59 other cards. But at the same time, when that deck comes out, Prime Catcher likely goes down in price. So it's like, do you need the other pieces, or do you just jump on Prime Catcher when it goes half price? Sure. Like, we're not going to be able to use it, but I think we just move on with our lives. This is a awful matchup for this deck. Anyone else hate the new display for Twitch Mobile? Why? What did they change for the display? It's going to be like a Prime Catcher plus 59 cards. That's how I viewed it, yeah. Like, I made a short about it, and that's, yeah, literally how I phrased it. I'm like, yep, you buy this, it's Prime Catcher and a deck to go with it. It's weird. Ah. Okay, well, that doesn't really give me a lot to go off of. Somebody sent me a friend request. Is this one of you guys? One of you guys sending me a friend request? Sun YX? It looks like TikTok or something. Oh, weird. I might start streaming there soon too. We'll see. We will see. What were we talking about before though? The Zoroark lists. Right. Okay, so we put these together last Wednesday. I should have done a video on it because I think other people are catching on that it's good now. Where were they? That's Darkrai. There we go. These look right. So you've got this one where it has the Bibarel engine, so a 4-3 line of Zoroark V-Star, so you shouldn't have any issues getting into it. Like 4 copies, you should be seeing it in your opening hand majority of the games. 2 Terrapagos to act as our Terra Pokemon to allow you to use Area 0 Underdepths. Squawkabilly, just because, well, it's a good card, discard stuff, which means you can be discarding your Gengars. You could theoretically be discarding like energy. Actually, this build, I didn't run it with the Glass Trumpet, did I? Nah, I've got my camera in the way of the image, so I can't really see. Jab, do I want about? Nah, I don't really do viewer matches. Sorry, man. But yeah, high counts at Gengar because you want them in the discard pile. If your opponent ever bumps your Area 0 Underdepths, your Gengars are the ones you just like chuck in the bin, right? Because you have to downsize to your regular size bench. You can have up to 8, which means 3 Gengars. You just go back to your regular bench that just doesn't have Gengars. Then when you get Area 0 back, you get Gengars back. Charger bugs, when you attach energy to your Zoros, they're getting damage counters on them, so you can be using damage pump from Gengar onto your other Pokemon. Manaphy for bench protection, Phesmidipity just because it's a great card. Area 0, yeah. Isn't it in there? Yeah. There's 3 of it next to the Prime Catcher. Not GMB? Was Gapejaw Bog? Is that what you're meaning? What's GMB? It's 100% Area 0. You go all in on Area 0 for this. If you can have 8 things on your bench, that means potentially 450 damage. Like, even with a DTE, you're one-shotting anything in the format. So it's 100, you go all in on Area 0. And like, if anything, I probably want more in there. I think that one only had 3. And then the Dodrio build. So Dodrio, 4-3 Zoro line, Squawk still stays, Terrapagos to trigger the Area 0. Fan Rotom to help you get into your Dodrios. So it can get the Doduos, it can get the Dodrios. It's also just a good bench sitter. It can do 70 damage for 1 energy as long as there's a Stadium in play. It doesn't even have to discard it. So just like taking out free evolutions, it's a pretty good shout for first turn of the game, start attacking. Dojurios can also be a solid attacker, scaling up damage based on the amount of damage counters on them. Gengar doing the same thing as it did in the other build. Charger Bug, same for that. And then, yeah, your standard supporters and stuff. Pretty keen for both these builds, to be honest. I'm like mixed on which one I like more, though. I still think I prefer the Bibarel build. So I'll be honest. But the Dodrio, it would be a lot easier to get damage counters onto the board. Because then it's like you get into Gengar's moving counters onto Terrapagos and Charger Bug and like Manaphy if you have it in play. Whereas the Bibarel build, it's like, yeah, you really need to find those damage pumps. And then mid to late game, it might get a bit funky. But like you spread damage onto them and then the Gengars, you're just being recurred. I just need to find enough room for a fourth stadium in that one, I think. Excited for Hydrapple? Yeah, I'm keen for Hydrapple. I think it'll be good. Because like you combine it with Toedscruel, you combine it with Ogerpon, and you should have a pretty good deck. Right? Because Ogerpon's only doing damage based off your energy and the opponent's, whereas Hydrapple's doing all of the energy. So like Ogerpon's fine for when you just need a quick attacker to half hit into things or finish things off, but then Hydrapple's just that big delete cannon and it's just more energy coming out. So like you go kind of all in. I don't know. Do we theory craft one? I haven't had caffeine today, and I just don't know that I have it right now. I'll be honest. I kind of think we just send back some more games on ladder. Might try to use it with Festival Lead. Really? That could be interesting. Like it kind of makes sense, right? Because you get it to the Diplin, you have Thwacky just to get you into any other pieces. I just don't know how you're going to go with bench space or deck space. Dudsta, Honchkrow V, Petrant, and Binding Mochi was the idea you had earlier. Unless you're dodging this on purpose. Also, you're personally excited for Hydrapple. Honchkrow V, Petrant, Mochi. So like you're using Honchkrow as your main attacker. Do you have a skeleton list already or no? Your opponent reveals their hand. 130. No. Like it'd be one of those cool highlight moment things, but even then you're capped at what, 290? You're not even one-shotting a stage 2 EX with 4 Binding Mochis on it. No, it's not good, man. I'm sorry. What's that A-spec that will counter Lugia? Megaton Blower. So it discards all of your opponent's tools and special energies from play. But also rotation kills Lugia like 3 months after that comes out. And Lugia's kind of fallen off anyways. But yeah, that A-spec is just a hard counter to Lugia. Just scoop on the spot. Like, I want to keep messing around with Arbok, but I don't think it's good. Like, I think you need too many pieces to make it good. You'd want hammers. But then to get hammers, what? I'm cutting the Curlia engine? Also, like, the draw support's already lacking severely. Captain Jack, how's it going? New to the game. When do you know to retreat? It kind of depends. Why? Like, has there been situations where you're wondering, should you be retreating? I need a bit more context. Milkslayer trades Zoroark might make Arbok better. But that's what? Surging Spark, so 2 sets out. Maybe? Like, Curly is basically trade Zoroark, right? At the same time, you can be running trade Liepard. It's just a single price version of it. But yeah, Captain Jack, it's very situational because there's going to be times where it's just you don't need to retreat. If you're playing decks where you can absorb hits, like if you have a very high HP, like something that's 290 HP, and you're trying to tank hits and move it around and force your opponent to find Gust so that they can get a knockout into you, like that could come up, but you're not going to be doing that every single match. There's also times, like, for example, this deck, we have a free retreater in Morpeko, and kind of the idea of having the free retreater is we can bounce him to the active with Petrant, who can move a dark Pokemon from the bench into the active spot, but it poisons them. So it's going to poison the Morpeko. But because we have Dark Patch lets us attach a dark energy from the discard pile to one of our bench Pokemon. So we want like most of our guys to be on the bench, right? Like we want Ekans on the bench so we can be using Dark Patch to him. We want to attach to turn there. We want to use Janine to him while he's there. Bounce Morpeko into the active when we can, and then retreat him back. Like that's one of those things. Like you want something that can retreat for free. Also, like Morpeko can retreat for free. It's good to be able to, after your opponent's knocked out your active Pokemon, put a free retreater in the active so that you can have that time to think, right? They've knocked out your Pokemon. You might be relying on, oh, well, if I top deck this card, it gives me some more options. Like I want to see what I get into before I commit to any plays. And then you top deck into a Draw Supporter, and it's like, okay, play this. I get into good cards. Cool. I can set up other pieces to retreat into it. So like as an example, Charizard EX, it's got a free retreater in Pidgeot EX. When something's knocked out, just by default, always put your free retreater into the active spot. You're trying out the 10th place Charizard deck, and sometimes you feel like you should retreat your Charmander to save him until you can evolve him before he gets taken out. Yeah, probably. Like if you're starting the Charmander, you always want to try and at least get another one on the bench. If you only have one Charmander in play, I would recommend retreating him if you think your opponent has a way to knock him out. If you're playing into a deck where you know they're not going to be able to attack first turn of the game, like if you're Charizard into another Charizard as an example, you go first, you open a Charmander, they open a Charmander, you're kind of safe in knowing, well, they can't hit me first turn of the game. I'm safe to just sit here. Like I have at least one turn. But yeah, if you're into like a Raging Bull TX, where you know that they're going to go very aggressive to start attacking first turn of the game, either have two Charmanders in play, or yeah, I'd recommend retreating into something you're a bit more accepting of losing. Like if you have a Manaphy, for example, like maybe search out a Manaphy and then switch that into the active where it's just like, okay, they can knock this out. Because they're not going to necessarily be able to get into it as easily. Because to get an attack off with Raging Bolt, they'd need to go Sada to get a lightning energy to it, attach for turn with a fighting energy, and it means they don't have a guaranteed gust to get into you. If they had something like Prime Catcher, they could still gust you into the active, or they could use Pokemon Catcher and theoretically gust you in the active. So that's why it's usually best just to try and get 2 copies of Charmander on your board as quickly as possible. So I hope that kind of helps. But yeah, it's one of those things that it's a little bit case by case. Like you kind of need to read the matchup. No, are they actually going to be able to attack me, or am I just like overthinking things? Because at the same time, you don't want to be attaching an energy to discard it and using resources you don't need to be using. And there may even be times where you don't even want to attach an energy that turn, just because it's like, well, if he gets knocked out, I've wasted that. If I attach an energy to the bench one, he becomes a target. Like they might want to gust it up and knock it out, and then I'm down an energy. And when you're playing Charizard, it accelerates energy from the deck to itself anyway. So it's like, well, I don't really need to manually attach. I go Rare Candy, I go into Zard, I get 3 energy, I put 2 on the Zard, 1 on my other Charmander. When that Charmander evolves, he can accelerate energy to himself, or I can just manually attach that energy at that point. That's going to be the hard part, is learning the other decks and how to play. Yeah, but it's just one of those things that it comes with time. It comes with experience. You're not expected to just instantly know. And that's kind of the nice thing about PTCGL, is it's going to start you out in like low ranks playing with other people that are also new to the game. You can afford to make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. Like I literally have a button we push when I make a mistake. It happens that often. So like play through the misplays. There's never going to be a perfect 60. There's never going to be a perfect game necessarily, because there's always things that you'll do something in anticipation of what you think your opponent's going to do, and then they're going to have a way to adapt to that situation too, right? Like if you hard retreat your Charmander and then they just have Gust anyways, it's tricky. So don't beat yourself up on things, but reflect on them, right? So like if your opponent did this, okay, now I know next time I'm playing into this deck, they might have that card. What should I do in this situation? Or do I just accept that this might get knocked out? Like you're not going to play a game expecting your opponent to take 0 prizes. There's going to be some pieces you have to just accept, like, yeah, it's going to get knocked out. I hope that makes sense. And yeah, I hope you're enjoying the game so far. Like Charizard is a great deck to get started in the game with, 100%. It's going to teach you about resource management. It's going to teach you about sequencing. It's going to teach you about prize mapping. Because like you want to map your prizes so that you're hitting those breakpoint numbers into specific knockouts, right? Like in the early game, it's like, oh, well, I can gust up a Squawk ability. I'm only doing 180, but I'm getting a knockout on it. And then after they knock out my Charizard, well, now I'm doing 240. I can go for their Ogre Pawns, or I can go for their Raging Bolts, like stuff like that, right? So it's, yeah. Repetition. You'll get a lot better at the game. There's also Pokemon in that deck you don't understand how to use effectively, like Cleffa and Rabsca. Oh, are you using Tord's list? Oh, Captain, maybe find a different list. Tord is notorious for including like a bunch of one-ofs of things. He is a very high-level player and can do some very silly shit. Stuff. He can do some very silly stuff. Other people may not necessarily have the sequencing or resource management that he has, so it might not be the best list to learn from. The Rabsca, though, it protects against effects, so it's going to protect your bench against, for example, Regidrago V-Star. If they're copying Dragapult's attack, it's not going to be able to put damage counters on your bench, and if you run into a Sableye deck, they're not going to be able to put damage counters on you, and it means they're not going to be able to ping you like your Charizards. Let's say put 7 damage counters on them. What has 70 HP? Your Charmanders. Did you rare candy after the Charizard? You did. Can they use Devolution TM? They can. But Rabsca says, no, effects on your bench doesn't do shit. So they try and devolve your bench, and you go, nah, that's an effect. I'm just going to ignore that. You didn't do anything. So that's kind of where the Rabsca comes into play. There's likely other situations where it comes up, but like the main things it's blocking is Devolution TM and damage counters. The Cleffa is just a good free retreater. So like we were talking about before, it's good to have a free retreating option, and also just to be able to go into to draw until you have 7 cards in hand, right? Because is it running Rotom V or no? I can't remember Tord's list off the top of my head. Except the fact that Charmander isn't the best starter. Nah, it's Squirtle. No Rotom? Okay. So yeah, the idea with that then is you'd be going into Cleffa just to help you refill your hand. Do I have a Zard list on here still? I think we have Jordan's Zard list. This is probably hilariously out of date, but... yeah, I'll play a game with this. This is from Perth Regionals. Dudsta, when was Perth? March? Yeah, the Cleffa is to give you a free retreating option early in the game. So like you can open it and then go into your Charmanders if you want, like if it survives. But also just for the attack to kind of help you get set up. Like you can be a little aggressive with playing cards and then just refill your hand. Speaking of Rabsca, how about the Psychic Rabsca as a budget Lugia? Could be good. That's the one that like cheats out evolutions. Romano, the Zard runs DTE? Yeah, it's spicy. Birth was when rotation happens. So you think March/April? Okay. It also has Magma Basin. DTE gives you access to Radiant Charizard earlier in the game as an attacking option. So it gives you a single prizer you can use as early as like turn 2. You can swing with that in a pinch. Opponents won't necessarily expect it. It hits weakness into things. It can deal with Ogre Pawns. It can help out into, like, I guess Raging Bolt. It doesn't quite get the numbers. This was before Raging Bolt existed. Is Pidgey prized? Really? Really? What is this? Espathra? Is it going to be Espathra? It's going to be Espathra. It's like Espathra with a 1/1 for Rigoraph. Sounds fair knowing Zard scales damage. Yeah, he's good. He's good. It's just good to have like in the early game and also in the late game. And it technically gives you access to like Pidgeot as an attacker in a pinch too. Like you can go Pidgeot, grab DTE, bump a stadium, and do some damage. Okay, so let's see. Do I even want to hit that? Or this? I want to hit that 100%. We go Arven from this. Yeah, I think we'll just grab this to make us a little bit bulkier. This to get into our Zard. He shouldn't be able to deal with us as easily. Sack the Vac, sack the second Charmander, or third Charmander. Definitely attach this. Maybe I get rid of the Basin, to be honest. But the Basin to get into the Radzard could be big. Let's just do this. This is also very tempting. And yeah, as if I've prized both Pidgeys. Shenanigans. Absolute shenanigans. Yeah, I guess I should have talked that through. So for that example, we had a Charmander in the active, but I was very confident just leaving it as it was because I knew he's not going to be able to attack me first turn. Legend, how you going, man? Do you guys... Hang on. Do you guys know he is Legend? That's the Legend. That's the one. Legend. All right, they got the Espatra. I wish I could get into Radzard here. Right, because if I could get into Radzard somehow, it'd be Rare Candy this up, Accelerate Energy to Radzard, Hard Retreat, Bonk. I don't really want to Rare Candy this, because I want to keep that play up my sleeve. Might play that just in case. We haven't ditched any energy though, have we? No. But just in case. Now you show up? Really? Really? Indicate the threat. I hate that thing so much. Okay. I guess we hard retreat into this. What's his damage output though? 30 plus 30, so he's doing 60, 90, he's safe. Bench Rotom. We go instant charge to end the turn. Luca Lynx, how's it going? Oh yeah, the extra energy. Yeah, I always forget about that. It's very rare I see a sponsor. And now the League HQ? You know what? That one I can respect. I can respect that. Okay, we got into the Bibarel. It'll be Nest Ball for theoretically another Charmander. How many do I need to attack right now, though? So that adds 1, -1. So basically the full attack cost. I'd have to go 5 energy to get an attack off right now. Which means 3 off that, attach for turn. Not great. And I don't even have a Zard to charge me up right now. Okay. We check this in the active just because they can't really do any damage. Evolve that. Get another Charmander. Please have another Charmander. We don't because I discarded one earlier. Yep. Great. Throw this down as a pivot. And yeah, we'll end our turn there. Cool. So I have overcommitted resources. See, this is one of those things I was talking about. Zard is a good way to learn about resource management. I don't play it regularly, and it's showing. That's a chunky estate right there. Such a fat house, yeah. Could penny that up. What do I need right now? I need Super Rod. I feel like I've ditched the Super Rod, haven't I? Oh no, maybe that was last game. So do I go Luminion to get an Arvin to get a Super Rod? Like, it feels like such a waste, but at the same time, I do need Charmanders on my board. We have Turo, so I can scoop one, or I can scoop this up. I've already pennied though. So that was a waste. I should have just gone Rotom. Should have gone Rotom, save that for next turn. Guys, I am playing sloppy. Okay, get rid of that. Get rid of one of the Zards. Just do this for 3. Find the Super Rod, thank God. Auto. What were you trying to spell, Romano? What were you trying to spell? They just choose not to attack me. Okay, so we go Pal Pad. We can put the penny back in. But I feel like at the same time we hold off until we get Turo because I kind of want to get my bench back in order. Super Rod. Get that. Get that. Get one of these back. Boss that up. Doesn't really do much for us, though. I kind of want that sat in the active. I think we do just hold. Keep bench full. I don't want my bench full. I want bench space to get a Charmander. But also, where is my energy? There we go. Oh, he's keeping your bench full. Ah, that's fine. I have Iono. We'll be okay. Do I have another basin, or was it? I feel like it was a one-off, wasn't it? Okay, so we do this. Doesn't really get me anywhere. I attach that there. As soon as I attach there, he's going to gust, right? But at the same time, I kind of need to be doing this because if I can get into a DTE, we can have a play. Zeno, thank you for trying your deck. Really appreciate your effort in trying to understand how the deck would work. Yeah, like it seemed fine, but yeah, pairing it into Venomoth, I don't feel like it really gave it the greatest experience. Like, I'm sure there's more to the deck than we saw. We just, yeah, unfortunately didn't get to really see it. Do I go for another Rotom? Go for another Rotom so I can get into the Turo. There we go. Nobody likes to be item locked except item. And like, it's a bit of karma. I like playing Venomoth. I used to play it. Okay, so we go into this. We check the DTE on it. We can attack. I can't because of that stupid thing, can I? I'm still one shy. God damn it. Oh, I hate that. And Lost Vacuum's prized, isn't it? Fuck. I hate Aspathra so much. Not because it's a good card, because I'm bad at remembering what it does. God damn it. Okay, yeah, we should have just gone Turo, pick something up, put a Charmander down. Alright, sending it back though. I need to get back into the reps of Charizard. This isn't even like a standard meta Zard, but I still like this list. I think it does fine still. Mulligan. Aw, man. Get my revenge. Hope so. We'll see how we go. We will see how we go. But yeah, that was generally that's just shit plays on my part. Yeah, so we open the Pidgey. Got rare candy. He can become a free attack or a free retreater. These are both very hefty, and him you never want to start. I'm sorry. Why is that in play? Why? Shouldn't judge. From here, though, we just pass. Like, I'm overthinking right now. Next turn, we rare candy into Pidgeot. Theoretically, we Luminion for... I want to say Arven to guarantee the Zard. Right, because we go Arven. Arven can grab us rare candy and the cape. Pidgeot can grab us the Zard. We retreat into it, we attack. I don't see us getting Iono playing into an Ancient Box deck, right? They're going to be running high counts by Iono and potentially Explorers. Yeah. Not getting a Sponsor, but get Mill by an Elephant? Nah. If they try and play it like Mill, we're fine. We literally just need to get one Zard set up and then we just swing. Just swing on repeat. They're going to be trying to get a big attacker online. That only shuts off the active. But it does complicate it a bit. What is active Pokemon? Okay, so I can evolve that. I can free retreat it into this. If I go into the Charizard, I can't get energy onto it. I could go Luminion to the bench to get into a supporter. But then it's just a free 2-prizer for them to take out. I think we still do that. Let's do it and go for a bit of a Hail Mary. Well, that didn't pan out. Didn't pan out at all. And like I could pivot into this, let them take a prize. I'm at least getting cars off Pidgeot. Luminion for Arvin for Candy plus Forest Seal. Yep, that would have done it too. Yep. That would have done it. We get that online. Forest Seal prized? Forest Seal might be prized. So that play wouldn't have been there anyways. We can grab Cape. We can grab Candy. I can attach that there to hard retreat it, go into Zard. And I should be trying to establish another one on the bench. Go into this. What are they hitting right now? 4, so 110. I'll hold off putting that out just because it's not doing anything at the moment. We'll check the Defiance Band on Pidgeot. Might come up. Get into it, buddy, so we can get another Charmander out. Perfect. And then we just swing through. Now you get it when you say once you get a Zard, it's just going to be a sweep. Yeah, he's big. He's a big dragon. Like, they're going to have to go for 2 to 3 shots minimum. It's just I have to be a bit cautious of playing the Cape, because if I play the Cape and they have a lost vac, it's a bit of a waste. So having things to kind of potentially bait their vacuum, like having a Defiance Band on the Pidgeot means they can get up to 150. It could be taking out Roaring Moon if they take 2 prizes here somehow. I'd have to get it charged up, and you likely just go into Charizard, but it is like a threat has been presented. Next turn, though, I'm thinking we just go Pidgeot, grab a penny, get the Luminion off our board. I just don't want an easy 2-prizer out for them. They are just churning through that deck. I love how they're just sacking the boost capsules. Like, it's Zard. He's doing at least 180. We're gonna get knocked out. Pumping the damage though, jeez. What are they at now? 5, 11, 19, 260. Okay, so even with the cape, they're still getting the 2-shot. I need rare candy and I need Turo. There's only one candy in there. It's like if I could go Turo, scoop this up, candy, get a fresh Zard. Such a Hail Mary play. But I could potentially do it. We'll send it and try. Show me rare candy. Not worth the risk. That was not worth the risk. Yeah, we just do this. We just get the candy this way. We get the Devo. That becomes Ultra Ball fodder if I need it, or a vacuum fodder. Bump their stadium. Could candy up this, just have another free retreater, but it seems very unnecessary. We just take the knockout here. What's a good supporter count for a healthy Pokestop? What do you mean a good supporter count? Like, if you're going all in on Pokestop, how many supporters should you be running? Like 15 Pokemon and 7 energy? If you're running Pokestop in your deck, is that what you're asking? I just want to make sure I'm understanding. Are you asking if you were on to run Pokestop, that's what you should be building your deck around? Or are you asking for a deck? Is that a good number to go at? For Pokestop, it's gonna vary deck by deck. Like if you want to go all in like Turbo and a Pokestop deck, you'd be running like Pokestop, Trekking Shoes, Pokegears. If you're running Pokestop in your deck and you have 38 cards to allocate for trainer cards, that roughly sounds right. But yeah, it would vary deck by deck. What deck are we talking about? Because make sure that your deck is doing what you want it to do before you fixating on things like that. Okay, go into this. Could you grab me a Zard, rare candy into it? We're good to go. Meet me. Who's Meat Maven? We Roadrunner in. That's a little tight. Okay, we do that. At the same time, I think I need to get Radzard out now. So we'll go Ultra Ball. We'll get rid of these. This Pidgey is just dead space. It's unfortunate. Do that though. Base into it. Try and get a single prize attacker in the mix. Don't need to vacuum. We'll go Eerie. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Makes it so they're less likely to get into an actual supporter, which they should struggle with getting into draw support and energies next turn. Vacuum is not necessarily right now. We can bib roll though. That's what we want to see. Okay, so I think we go that. Potentially could have put 2. I feel like there's another Charizard in the list still, or in the deck still. But we should be okay here. We swing for 240 into them. We get a KO. They shouldn't be able to one-shot us. We can Turo ourselves. Nice, we found the candy. Juan, you've done it. You caged Zard, but made sure you weren't going with the meta definition and thought of something silly. Ooh, go on. Zeno, a month or so ago, you couldn't find a good balance between support and items, and you just gave up. You even forgot what deck you're making. Oh, okay. Well, that makes it really difficult for me to help you. Like, if you have a deck list for me to take a look at, I can give you a hand. But if you're asking for just a blanket number, I wouldn't say there's just a blanket number, or I'm not really the person to ask. Like, I'm no statistician. But yeah, you basically just want to go all in on item cards that draw you cards, like Tracking Shoes, potentially Gutsing Pickaxe, Poke Gear. Your supporters, you'd likely go for lower-ish counts, like maybe a couple Ionos or Research just to kind of help out. Boss's Orders is always good. But then like A-Specs, you'd be going with item A-Specs, so Prime Catcher or
a scientist myself.
Prime Catcher or Unfair Stamp. But yeah, it helps out when I know what deck you're trying to make work when you're asking questions about building a deck. If it works for Applin, it'll work with Zard. Okay. Terrazard with Boom Boom, your Wacky, and Rescue Ward Goldeen to continuously spawn Zards after the last one croaks. So you're basically cutting out Pidgeot to put in a 2-piece combo to replace it. Interesting. Interesting. Next set, we get Noctowl. Noctowl could help you out with that. Okay, I think I go into this because he'll be attacking for 1 energy right now. I need to get this off my board so they don't have an easy 2-prizer to knock out. But at the same time, and I got rid of that Pidgeot from my hand, or I'd be able to just go into it right now. Damn it. Yeah, let's Turo that up. No, neither of those. I guess I technically could base into this. It feels unnecessarily though. They just need 2 prizes to close out the game. But I guess then it's like this could tank a hit, hard retreat, go into that, theoretically. Could also go Ultra Ball, get rid of these 2, get into a Pidgeot, but if they're swinging for 280 right now, right? Did they just do 280 into me exactly? $310. Okay. Let's put that on there just to play it safe. Yeah, just to play it safe. You see me play Torkoal? I haven't made Torkoal in a while. Torkoal is a funny way to play Zard. Yeah, because we ran it with both Zards. It was like Zard to accelerate energy, Zard to double energy. That was a fun deck. I forgot about that one. They scoop. Yeah. They're like, oh, I wanted to knock out a Zard. Well, I can't. All you can remember is that you're jealous of Ancient Box using Pokestop and you just came back to TCG 5 weeks ago. It looks so good coming in from the Mega Gengar era. How many decks do you have built on PTCGL? Like, could you click through them quickly and be like, this is the one I was trying to make? But I think I got one more game in me, guys. We'll see if I have Torkoal still on here, to be honest. I deleted a lot of decks. Just because PTCGL was being funny one time, and one of the fixes is you clear up some of the cache. Let's see, because I'm pretty sure I made a video on that one. And I can't recall. Oh, that was 100% pre-rotation. We're going to have to update this. Maybe not, actually. Okay, so Bruno has to go, Raihan has to go, VIP has to go, Blunder It lost Blunder Policy. What? Wasn't that Brilliant Stars? Why was there E-Block in Brilliant Stars? Shenanigans. Such shenanigans. Okay, Clara just becomes Lana. That's fine. Blunder Policy, there's no replacement. VIP, maybe Aroma. Like, we can bump up Ultra Ball, we can bump up Nest Balls. Raihan's go. Bruno goes. Slot in Arvin's. Slot in regular Zard. Potentially slot in Armor GX now. If this Pokemon is at full HP, it takes 80 less damage, does 40 more damage for each fire energy attached to this Pokemon. Yeah, like I feel like Armor is just Torkoal, but better. But we can play Torkoal. You ask for Torkoal, we can play Torkoal. Bump up the Basins. Potentially bump up the Armor counts. Slot in Arvin. And Evo TM. And I think we call that a deck. This draw support is definitely lacking, but we call that a deck. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Oh, Torkoal. Yeah. Open to the Charmander, which isn't bad. We have Fire Energy, so we can just attach that to pay for the harder treat. We have Basins, we should be able to recur it pretty easy. You caught the Wormadam. Nice. Good job, Legend. Good job, man. I'm proud of you.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Whoa. We got the Basin off the top deck. But it kind of helps them. Guys, we sack these. We get... Like, because he's a basic, we don't really need him out yet. I feel like there's logic in just getting the other Charmander right now. Get that. Yeah, let's actually, we'll just get this. Odds of them realistically attacking us right now are very low. I'll check the experience share on there. I'll check this on there. If he gets knocked out, that gets pulled to him. He can hard retreat. If he doesn't, he can still hard retreat. Do you know there was no description? Yeah, it just says surprise. Descriptions are overrated. Just click buttons. Why this matter? Because it's a very outdated list, and I'm playing one more game and logging off. I switched out the cards that were rotated and moved on. I mean, because Tail on Fire, just so good. No, someone asked me to play Torkoal. I looked at my Torkoal list. It was from 2023. I think it was like April 2023.
Oh, mamma mia.
So we updated it. We moved on. Was a brow moment. Watch. I bet I still win. Watch this. Watch. Watch me backflip. I'm going to do a backflip. That kind of hurts. They've got no energy in the bin. We can put basin down. That's fine. We go research. Show me some dudes. Okay, there's some dudes. There's no rare candies, though, and there's none of that.
Toasty!
I love that one. Okay, but yeah, we can basin. We get that onto Torkoal at least. We can go Tail on Fire, get some energy out of the deck. Actually, yeah, this one I'm fine with. We Tail on Fire, we get this. If we had two guys with experience share right now, he gets knocked out, the energy stays in play. There is logic for this one. I stand by that. Yeah, Tail on Fire, it does a thing that I like. See? Look at that. It all comes together in hindsight, and not because I planned it that way. But no, it all works out. Toasty sound like Mickey Mouse? Legend is Toasty. It's from Mortal Kombat. You don't know Toasty? You do like a sick combo and they'll be like, Toasty! You don't know Toasty? That's all good. You'll learn about Toasty here then. Do you know about the misplay thwomp? Black prize? No one's hit me with the misplay thwomp. The misplay thwomp. Oh, if I make a misplay, hit the misplay thwomp. You'll see. I didn't even make a misplay. You just squished me for no reason. What the hell? This guy, man, what is he doing? Oh, he's forest seal stoning. That's a good play. I thought he was rotating.
I moved here from Canada, and they think I'm slow, eh?
Demonstration. Oh, yeah, crush the Canadian. I see how it is. I see how it is. Thought we were friends, Juan. Thought we were friends. All right, Zard's doing Zard things. It's getting energy onto Zards. They have Entei and 2 Zards charged up. How many times can I say Zard? One more time. Zard. Okay. So we've got to go into Torkoal. And we've got to flip a bunch of heads. But you're bullying. Aw, man. Legend, you're better than that. Just another fact that comes in your mind just now. It's already Christmas here in the Philippines. Do you have it on a different day? Say Zardmore? Deathlight, you're not my dad. We do that. We do the thing. Okay. Experience share, 100%. And I'm kind of leaning towards Ultra Ball, which means we have to sack this Zard and this Magma Basin. How many do I get to flip for? I don't even get to flip for enough to take the knockout. Are you kidding? Torkoal, you're letting me down, man. You're letting me down. Deck definitely needs more draw support. Yeah, so if I hit 4 heads, I technically get the knockout here. Yeah, yeah, no. Damn. The 10 damage from Charmander actually fixed it. We didn't hit it, but it helped. Christmas starts September 1st there. Crazy. Is that because it's like winter time for you guys now, or it's just a different holiday? Right. This here. This here. Basin gets one back. I could go for the flame cannon to get a knockout here. Feels like a waste of resources, but it is what it is. Get the turtle back, get these back. Should have put the one retreater in, because then I could have gone into it and gone turtle time again. But this way, I get a guaranteed knockout at least. I lose a bunch of resources, but I get a guaranteed knockout. This is why I need caffeine before stream, guys. Just Filipino cultural thing. Ah, cool. Wait a sec. That's not a bad start with armors and energy management. Bad strat. No, it's fine. Like, the deck's fine. It's just, yeah, this needs some more draw support. For half-assedly updating a deck for post-rotation in about 12 seconds, I think we did all right. Because there's Bruno in it before, which was our draw support. I cut that and didn't put anything else in. We should have put like Iono or something. Can't remember if Cillion is coming in Stellar Crown or Surging Sparks. It'll be Surging Sparks. Surging Sparks, most likely. That's not confirmed yet. Stellar Crown, we do have the full set list though, and it's not in there. Stellar Crown, we are getting Galvantula, Terrapagos, Lapras, Cinderace, Hydrapple, and then like all the really bad EXs. What else was in there? It was like Venusaur, Blastoise, Greninja, Garganical, Lucario, like ones from pre-constructed, just like awful decks from Japan. Dashbun, that's true. Dashbun's in there. He's kind of neat. And Orthworm. I want Orthworm to be good. I really wanted Orthworm to be good. It's not going to be good. We have to accept that. It is simply not going to be good. All right, again, we're going to be 2 damage shy. Yeah, the Earthworm, it doesn't hit good numbers, and the amount of counters you're putting out doesn't really fix it. Not saying I won't try it, but I just don't think that it's going to be really worth it, to be honest. You read it once, hated it, read it again, double check, super bad. Yeah. Because it's... when they hit you, they take 20 damage for each steel energy on you. But the attack does like 150. I can't remember what the text on the attack was. Like they can't retreat, maybe? Something like that. It's not going to be anything notable. Nah, this set overall is kind of mid. Like for new attackers, Hydrapple, Terrapagos are the only ones worth learning about. People are going to say, oh, Score Bunny is good. Score Bunny, and no, Score Bunny is not good. You need so many things to get it online, and you may as well just play Zard. Like the way you get it online is basically you can run it with Charizard, and it's like, well, just play Charizard then. Also, stage 2 needs the extra help. Yeah. All right, we check this in the active. We accept that we've lost. And I think we move on with our lives. Sorry, guys. Not very much came of this stream. I'm kind of just waiting for Stellar Crown at this point. Like, my mind has mostly just gone to trying to build decks for that set. And so it's in that weird limbo stage of like, well, do we just build decks on Pokegear and kind of just like talk it through, or do we try and play some games on PTCGL? And it's like, you know what, I want to play some games. I haven't been getting many reps in this game lately, so it's like I kind of need to get back in the habit, because we've been playing a lot of the streams lately. I've been going to the budget build battle tournaments, and while I do enjoy that format, I also need to know what's going on with standard. So yeah, the North American tournaments, we might be cutting those back. We'll see. We will see. I think Saturday streams will stay, but I just don't think that they'll necessarily be a tournament every Saturday. It might be like every other week or potentially once a month, if I'm being completely honest. We'll see what turnout's like this week. If we get like more than 30 people, then I'll keep it around for a fortnightly thing. But like if we're still kind of floating around that like 18, 20 people, it's like, okay, yeah, probably go to fortnightly or monthly. But yeah, over 30 or 40 people, then it's like, okay, we can keep it going. Play games and talk about it. Yeah, chat is agreed. It's just tricky because yeah, they'll want to build stuff with a new set. The new set, we can't play it just yet. You want to keep looking at new ideas before the new set comes out. There's some spicy stuff in it. How about getting a friend to play with you with a Stellar Crown deck, like IRL? That just gets a little bit complicated with getting the setup done. It means either I have to have someone that can do webcam games, or I have to set up an entire room with a camera, with multiple cameras actually, because I'd still want face cams. I'd want a camera on the table, and then I'd likely want to get cameras for the hands, which if I get to a point where I'm actually earning money off this and can afford to buy that kind of stuff, sure. That's not happening now. Yeah, and you're enjoying Boom Boom Groove Zard. How's that going for you? Is it actually kind of working? But we'll see who's online, guys. We'll make sure you have a nice playthrough raid out to.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
Welcome to the Gooma Gang, Catas. Hope you enjoyed the stream, man. And yeah, for anyone that hasn't already, we do have the budget build battle tournament coming up this Friday. There's just a brief blurb about it, but I can also just kind of run you guys through it. So budget build battles, what it is, no rule box cards, so no Radiants, no A-Specs, no EXs, no Vs. It's focusing on single prize Pokemon, and there is a limitation of just 2 copies of a card with the same name in your deck. So that applies to special energies, trainers, and Pokemon. Basic Pokemon, there's a bit of flexibility though. So if they evolve into a stage 1, you can have 1 extra copy of the basic. And if it evolves into a stage 2 that's in your deck, you can have up to 2 extra copies of the basic. So you could be running a 4-0-1 evolution line if you wanted, or a 4-2-2 evolution line, just to kind of help with consistency with evolution decks. Whereas big basic decks, it's like, no, that rule of 2 still applies to you, just so that they're not just like, I always open the guy I want in the active. And it's like, yeah, if you want to do that, run Ditto. Yeah, so I hope you guys are keen for that. If you are, type !3B tourney, and it'll shoot you a link going over to the tournament page. You guys can get signed up for that now. Catas, you'll be going to your first League Cup in a bit. Is there a website where you can get your deck list in a format to be printed out? And do I need like a card game ID or something? Yes, you'd need a player ID, so make sure you go sign up on the Pokemon website for that. And to get a deck list printed out onto the actual page for the tournaments, I'm not 100% certain. There probably is a resource, but it's not one that I'm familiar with. The shop I go to, I can just email my list in, and they're good with that. So ask your card shop if they have any resources like that, or it might be worth a Google. But yeah, apologies, it's not something I'm familiar with. Sorry, man. But yeah, good luck in your cup. Do you have your deck already sorted, or are you still kind of like fine tuning it? Bring your luck with you. Don't bring my luck. Tonight's luck was awful. All right. Yeah, who's online right now? Do we go by the Pokemon channel? Are they still streaming that Oddish? Did you guys see Pokemon? They have a stream that's been going for like 10 hours, and it's literally just says Oddish. No context. Absolutely none. It's in like 2 weeks. You're chill about it. You got plenty of time then. You got plenty of time. In Twitch, yeah. You guys want to go see it? It's the stupidest thing ever. But there's also like no one else really streaming PTCGL right now. You want to see? All right, we're raiding out to Pokemon. It's such a strange thing. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the stream. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit that follow button. If you do it while I'm live, you get your own little Goomba that pops up on the screen. And then you'll get to know when I'm online next week and hang out some more and get into some more shenanigans. Yeah, hope everyone enjoyed the stream. Have a wonderful evening. Luca Linkstrive, welcome to the
man for asking me if I'd ever killed anyone.
Welcome to the Goomba gang, Luca. The Shumba. Oh, all right. But I'm heading off. Have a great night, everyone. Take care. All right. And YouTube, I think I have to close you guys out separately. So see you, YouTube, if I'm still live over there.